I know, Frank, you're talking about traffic at this point. Traffic is pretty clear right now. We're just passing through the Sylmar area, westbound on the 210 freeway, and we're just now coming up on Roxford here, where she will have an opportunity. It looks like she's going to pass that right up. There's the top of the Roxford off-ramp here, so she's going to continue west on the 210 freeway here. There is going to be another exit coming up here, and beyond that, of course, as you mentioned, the 5 freeway here. So let's see what she does. But, you know, this started off as a possible DUI type situation, so maybe she thought, maybe the officers who were trying to pull over maybe observed her driving erratically or what have you, or maybe something that gave them the sense that this might be a DUI type situation. But, you know, certainly a level of anxiety that this person is now you know, undergoing here as she is being pursued by the LAPD. Now, while we were on surface streets, as many as 10 units of the LAPD were in trail of her. Now on the freeway, we do have several officers here, but they are laying back here. They're laying back. They're probably about a quarter to a half mile behind her and allowing the air unit to do the work of following her. She is driving pretty quickly here. My guess is something on the order of about 70 to 80 miles an hour. She just passed the Yarnell off-ramp, and the next order of business is whether or not she's going to take the 5 freeway north or south. And so she's scooting over to the right, which means that she is going to be transitioning over to the 5 freeway. And it looks to me like she wants to go south. She's going to be committing to the southbound side of the 5 freeway here. It's going to be a sweeping left-hand turn that she just starts to go through right about now. And that's going to be the transition from the westbound 210 to the southbound 5. We are still in the Sylmar area, just on the south side of the Newhall Pass. Sky 5 HD overhead of this police pursuit of the suspected DUI driver here, a female, believed to be the only one in the car. This person was being followed by the LAPD for about 10 minutes on surface streets before they did attempt to pull her over right outside the Hanson Dam Golf Course here. So there's the end of the transition. Now be jumping onto the 5 freeway southbound. She does have an opportunity to exit right here at Roxford along the southbound side of the 5. Beyond that, of course, you can continue south on the 5 or perhaps south on the 405 through Mission Hill. So we'll kind of watch and see what she does here. But just now passing through the Sylmar area, southbound on the 5. She is now in the slow lane of traffic, still moving at a pretty high rate of speed, faster than most of the vehicles at the very least here. But it looks like she is going to be getting off the freeway. That's going to be Roxford. That's going to be Roxford off the 5 freeway. She's starting to slow down, and let's see what she does here as she comes down to the bottom of the off-ramp. She can get back on the freeway, or she can make the left turn eastbound. She's going to run into a little bit of traffic here. She's got a stop. She's got a stoplight ahead of her, and it looks like, wow, is she going to be coming out of there? Okay, we'll kind of wait and see for the next several seconds here, but she is essentially under the 5 freeway there. She has not come out yet, and we do not have any units that are immediately behind her. So presumably she is underneath that overpass here, right at Roxford, underneath the 5 freeway where you just saw her transition from the westbound 210 to the southbound 5. She took that first exit. Now let's see what happens. Is that going to be the vehicle? It doesn't look like it. So, wow, I guess we'll see what happens. And as soon as they get some units on the ground that can get over to her, we'll see what happens there, guys. Okay. Five's going to scoot back over to the other side here. Yeah, it sure does. Just on the other side of that big rig, that shore, that what is that? Like a security van. Okay, here we go. Under the freeway, she is now through, and now kind of proceeding eastbound over on Roxford here, on surface streets back again, and it looks like she wants to make that left turn and get back onto the 5 freeway. This time northbound on the 5 freeway here. So, I've got you. So now, back on the freeway. Here we go. Let's see what she does here. Of course, getting back on the northbound 5, she can stay on that north 5, or she can stay in that right lane and transition over to the eastbound 210 at this point. So we'll see what she decides to do here. A very unpredictable situation here. We don't know if she's familiar with the area. That's certainly a possibility here, but it looks like she's making her way through the middle lanes of traffic. Okay, copy. Okay, middle lane of traffic here, northbound on the 5. If she gets over to the right lane, of course, that is going to put her on the transition to the eastbound 210. If she kind of stays the course here in the middle lane of traffic, we will see what she does, but it looks like she wants to stay more or less along the 5 freeway here. So that's looking like what we're going to be doing here. Northbound on the 5 freeway here, beyond the transition to the 210. So that's where we are headed, guys, into the Newhall Pass. Whatever ends up happening is wherever ends up happening. Okay. Okay. We are now along the 5 freeway northbound into the Newhall Pass here, Frank, and we've just passed the transition to the 14. So she has committed herself to the 5, and so we're making our way through the Newhall Pass. Now you can see she's in that number 3 lane of traffic, kind of weaving in and out as she makes her way past some of the slower traffic here. But looking up ahead, looks like we do have a little bit of traffic up ahead. Nothing that really is going to slow her down too much if she chooses to kind of weave in and out just like she has been doing. But we're just now, again, coming up on the 5 freeway here into the Newhall Pass. So we'll be coming in towards the Santa Clarita area here in just a matter of a couple of minutes. So, again, kind of going through different lanes of traffic, trying to get by slower vehicles at this point. And it looks like we have a police officer or a CHP officer on a motorbike that was attempting to pull up close to her. But yeah, there you go. Okay, having to swerve and avoid that big rig there. Yeah, 5's up at 2800. So there you go, in the slow lane of traffic at this point here, and we'll be coming up on, we're paralleling the old road essentially along the 5 freeway, and so we'll be coming up on Calgrove here shortly, and that's kind of, I've got you there too. And that's kind of the route that we're taking here. Right now, up ahead over the course of the next 3 to 4 miles up towards, say, the Stevenson Ranch area here, traffic is pretty much light, as you're seeing it here. Not too much that she is going to have to negotiate. A little bit of slower traffic, a few slower trucks here and there, but nothing that she's not going to be able to weave in and out of as she chooses here, guys. But, again, northbound on the 5 in towards the Santa Clarita area. Okay. Okay, she's going to bunch herself up a little bit here. Is that a CHP officer? Yeah, that's a CHP officer behind. McBean. McBean and a right. And 5's above 3,300. Valencia, Rich says. What mountaintop are we trying to hit here? Okay, so McBean passing tournament. McBean Parkway, this is still Valencia? Okay, Henry Mayo Newhall Hospital is just beyond. Okay. In the residential here, past Orchard Village. Continuing on McBean. Passing Allegro. Yeah, that's right. Here we go. Jess and Frank, good morning again. Here we go. The LAPD still in pursuit of this suspected DUI driver here. Now, last time we were northbound on the 5 freeway here, this person exited at McBean Parkway and made a right turn. And so now we are essentially passing by the Henry Mayo Newhall Hospital, still on McBean Parkway, kind of making that turn off to the north here. So we're in, well, you know, off to the left, it's all commercial. Off to the right, it's all residential here. So it's kind of a, okay. So kind of moving in an area here where she might be familiar. We just don't know at this point, but I don't know where the car is registered out of here. But again, this female continues to lead the LAPD on this pursuit here, northbound on the 5. Again, exited McBean Parkway, and now we are still on McBean Parkway, and we're kind of headed off to the north and east. We'll be coming up on Valencia Boulevard here in another little bit here, probably another half mile or so, as she continues along McBean. So, yeah, no sign of stopping at this point. However, you know, given the fact that she's back on surface streets, she has not been necessarily driving too fast. She seems to be driving at least close to the limit of the law here as she approaches Valencia in the next block and a half or so. So, again, residential on the right, commercial on the left, industrial on the left, and so we continue McBean Parkway off to the north, and once we get past this intersection, which is Del Monte Drive, she is going to go through there and then head over to Valencia Boulevard here. So let's see what she does here. Valencia Boulevard is a busy intersection, and she's going to be coming up on a red light here. So she's coming up on a red light. She's going to have to slow down. I don't see a way around all of these lanes of vehicles that are kind of stopped, so I don't think she's going to be able to make her way through without some pretty evasive maneuvers here. And it looks like she is just now going to have to get stuck behind a car. She might try and wiggle through. I just don't think she has the room at this point, but there you go. You have that unit, it looks like a CHP unit right behind her, and it looks like he's got a door open, ready to go here, but it's looking like she doesn't want to stop. Yeah, the motor officer has been following her up the 5 freeway, at least from the 210. And so, okay, it looks like they've made contact with her, the right rear, and they are prepared to initiate that kind of pit maneuver. And it looks like that's what they want to do to disable the vehicle. Hopefully, they are able to do so and take this woman into custody here. Okay, so now the driver door open, and that motor officer is now pulling that female, and now she is being tackled by 2 officers here with 2 additional officers here joining in the tussle. So it looks like that is what prompted the termination of this pursuit. And thanks to that CHP unit who initiated that slow speed pit maneuver where they basically spun the right rear of that Ford out, and they were able to take her into custody. So that is certainly some good news here. Yeah, don't know what kind of emotional distress she might be under here, but again, a suspected DUI driver. We just don't know at this point. Perhaps a medical situation causing some anxiety. That is going to be under investigation here. But this pursuit coming to an end here. This is going to be northbound McBean Parkway, right at Valencia Boulevard here in Newhall, guys. Okay. Yeah, if they want to keep a signal, then apparently we have to stay high, so. Wow.